Hello students, we are going to discuss about phase transfer catalysis and nanocatalysis in this video module. What is a phase transfer catalyst? See, suppose you consider there are two reactants participating in a reaction. Whereas one reactant dissolves in water, other reactant will not dissolve in water, other reactant will dissolve in some other organic solvent. But these two reactants must react to give a product. So we have to find a third solvent in which these two reactants will dissolve and the reaction can take place. But this may be feasible for laboratory purpose. But when it comes to industrial purpose, it is not feasible to use a third solvent as it is not economical. So let us see what could be done in that case. Phase transfer catalyst is a catalyst which facilitates the migration of a reactant in a heterogeneous system from one phase into another phase where reaction can take place. See, phase transfer catalyst, it's like you just imagine a blind person is going to cross the road. Somebody else will come and take that blind person, make him cross the road and leave him on the other side of the road. So this is what the phase transfer catalyst does. It is migrating the reactant from one phase into another phase where another reactant is present and make the reaction take place. See, you consider ionic reactant, that means ionic compounds. They are soluble in aqueous phase. Aqueous phase in the sense soluble in water, but are insoluble in organic phase. That means insoluble in organic solvents unless the phase transfer catalyst is present. So when during reactions where ionic reactants are taking part, the reaction is between an ionic compound and an organic compound. In that case, ionic compound are not soluble in organic solvents, organic compounds are not soluble in water. So in those cases, phase transfer catalyst will be very much useful. Suppose the reactant of a reaction is present in one solvent, as I already told earlier, and the other reactant is present in another solvent. The reaction between them is very slow. So if the solvents are immiscible, naturally one is an organic solvent, the other is water, the solvents will be immiscible like oil and water. So as the solvents form separate phases, they form separate phases. One is an aqueous phase, the other is an organic phase. The reactants have to migrate across the boundary to react. For example, in the given reaction, substitution of Cl minus and Cn minus, chloride and cyanide in the following reaction. RCl, what is R? R is an alkyl group. Here R is octyl group, that means 1-chlorooctane. RCl is 1-chlorooctane plus sodium cyanide. Here I already told you the ionic compound is made to react with an organic compound. Here the ionic compound is sodium cyanide, organic compound is alkyl chloride. The product is alkyl cyanide. See, the chloride is substituted by cyanide and sodium chloride is formed as the byproduct. The whole of the reactant, in the reactant side, sodium cyanide is an ionic compound, will remain in the aqueous phase. In the product side, sodium chloride is an ionic compound, it can also remain in an aqueous phase, whereas the alkyl halide and alkyl cyanide can be in the organic phase. Then how the reaction will take place? By direct heating of two phase. If you just, without a phase transfer catalyst, you are just heating the reactants, alkyl halide and sodium cyanide, 1-chlorooctane with aqueous sodium cyanide for several days. When you heat it for several days, 1-cyanooctane is not obtained. Even it is heated for several days, it is not obtained. Migration of reactants across the boundary is not easy. For such situation, third solvent is added which is miscible in with both. So the phase boundary is eliminated. Reactants freely mix and react fast. But for large scale production of any product, use of a third solvent is not convenient as it may be expensive. For such problems, phase transfer catalyst provides a simple solution which avoids the use of solvents. As discussed earlier in the previous slide, again I've repeated the same in this slide. It means two reactants react to form two products. The reactant A can remain in organic phase, reactant B can remain in aqueous phase. So these two reactants will not react easily. So we have to find a third solvent in which these two reactants are soluble. But this is not applicable or feasible or economical for large scale production of the products. In that case, phase transfer catalysts are used. A phase transfer catalyst or a phase transfer reagent facilitates transport of a reactant. What did I say? A blind person, one person will come, a helper will come, make him cross the road. Like that, the blind person is the reactant. And a helper is going to be the phase transfer reagent. And the phase transfer reagent will take one of the reactant and it will be transmitted through the other phase, that means organic phase. So that is facilitated only by phase transfer catalyst. As the reactants are now brought together, they rapidly react and form the product. If a small amount, so here the example is quaternary ammonium salt like tetraalkyl ammonium chloride. You can understand the structure of tetraalkyl or the formula of tetraalkyl ammonium chloride. You know ammonium chloride is NH4Cl. Tetraalkyl ammonium chloride, instead of H4, H is replaced by R. Then it is NR4 plus Cl minus is tetraalkyl ammonium chloride. So this is helping in the rapid transition of 1 cyanooctane occurs in about 100% yield after 1 or 2 hours. So the reaction which we have discussed earlier, that means alkyl chloride reacts with sodium cyanide. So this reaction to form alkyl cyanide is facilitated by adding a pinch of quaternary ammonium salt, that is tetraalkyl ammonium chloride. So look at the equation. Already we discussed the equation which is in the first line, the dark reaction mentioned in the bold letters. So RCl plus NaCN gives RCN plus NaCl. Here RCl plus NaCN, these two are the reactants. First, the aqueous state NaCN will be present. This NaCN will be treated with the tetraalkyl ammonium chloride. Look at the second reaction, second equation. NaCN tetraalkyl NR4 plus Cl minus. So what is happening? Cl minus is substituted by cyanide, SCN minus. So R4N plus Cn minus, that means tetraalkyl ammonium cyanide is formed in the aqueous phase itself. Okay, and plus NaCl. NaCl will remain in the aqueous phase. This R4N plus Cn minus, that is tetraalkyl ammonium cyanide in the organic phase, moves to the organic phase from the aqueous phase and reacts with the alkyl halide present in the organic phase, and it will transfer the cyanide ion to the Cl minus ion. Cl minus ion gets displaced. It is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. So RCl gets converted to RCN, alkyl cyanide, which remains in the organic phase. Now R4N plus Cl minus, again tetraalkyl ammonium chloride, can dissolve, can remain, can be miscible with both the phases. So it moves again back to the aqueous phase, again carry the cyanide ion from the aqueous phase, then come to the organic phase, react with alkyl chloride in the organic phase. So this reaction is continued by the presence of very little quantity of the phase transfer catalyst. So phase transfer catalyst speeds up the reaction by transporting one reactant from one phase to another. In the other next slide, you will understand how this transfer takes place by a picture. Look at the picture. Okay, so let us start from the blue part. Okay, so here in this blue part, Q plus X minus, that is your phase transfer reagent. Okay, so go towards the right. It is going to react with My. My is the ionic compound, or Ym is the ionic compound. Here Y minus substitutes X minus, so you get Q plus Y minus, like how tetraalkyl ammonium cyanide is formed. Okay, Q plus is tetraalkyl ammonium ion, Y minus is the cyanide ion. Okay, this Q plus Y minus can move to the organic phase. See, look at the yellow part of the picture, Q plus Y minus. Look at the right hand side top, Q plus Y minus will react with alkyl halide or X. Okay, so or X is nothing but alkyl halide. R is alkyl group, X is halide, any halogen atom. Okay, and it will react, and X is displaced by Y minus, so Rx is converted to Ry, and again Q plus X minus is formed. It will move from Q plus X minus, it's nothing but tetraalkyl ammonium chloride or halide, moves from the organic phase to the aqueous phase. Again the reaction continues. Okay, I think you can better understand the role of a phase transfer catalyst with this picture. And the next topic is nanocatalysis. Nano means the materials which are of very smaller size. Okay, nanometer size. So only it is called as nanostructures or nanomaterials. So they are used in the catalysis because see, we already know that increase in surface area increases the activity of a catalyst. When you take a catalyst in a solid rocky form, or when you take the same catalyst in the powdered form, the reaction is more fast, or will speed up when you take the catalyst in the powdered form. So when you increase the surface area of the catalyst, the reactivity will increase. So nanomaterials are very small, materials are very minute particle. When you take a pinch of a nanomaterial, it contains millions of nanoparticles which can spread throughout and act as a catalyst. So nanocatalysis is an important part of catalysis. So what is nanocatalysis? It is a process in which catalysis process use products of nanotechnology as a catalyst, which are referred as nanocatalyst. A nanocatalyst composed of nanoparticles smaller than 100 nanometer in at least one dimension porous compounds, having pore diameters not bigger than 100 nanometer. The pore size is very small. Nanometer means it is 10 power minus 9 meter. Okay, so the pore size of the nanocatalyst will be very much smaller. Okay, so they can have more number of active sites. So nanomaterial based catalysts are usually heterogeneous catalysts broken up into metal nanoparticles, usually metal oxide, metal as such, metal particles, okay, can be used as nanomaterial based catalysts in order to enhance the catalytic process. Metal nanoparticles have high surface area which can increase catalytic activity. Nanoparticle catalysts can be easily separated and recycled. That is a very important advantage of nanocatalysis. Like zeolite catalyst, nanoparticle catalyst can also be separated and recycled. So nanocatalyst, this is actually the words which are actually given in your book, so you can very well copy down this lines in your notebook. Nanomaterials such as metallic nanoparticles, metal oxides are used as catalysts in many chemical transformation. Nanocatalysts carry the advantages of both homogeneous and heterogeneous catalysis. Like homogeneous catalysis, the nanocatalysts give 100% selective transformations and excellent yield and show extremely high activity. So like the heterogeneous catalyst means the catalyst and the reactants are in different phases. Okay, I'm once again recollecting the point. Nanocatalysts are usually solids, they are metals. So they can be termed as heterogeneous catalysts. So like the heterogeneous catalysts, nanocatalysts can be recovered and recycled. Nanocatalysts are actually soluble heterogeneous catalysts. One example for nanocatalyst. An example for nanoparticle catalyzed reaction is given below. The lindane. Lindane means what it is. So the 6-membered ring is hexane, cyclohexane, and each 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexachloro derivative of cyclohexane is lindane, and then it is catalyzed by the nano catalyst iron and palladium nanomaterials, okay, to form cyclohexane plus 6 HCl. That means the chlorine atoms are displaced by hydrogen atoms. Chlorine atoms are displaced by hydrogen atom. So usually for this matter, for this case, palladium is used. Palladium has hydrogen atoms in its voids, in the metallic lattice in its voids. So it can very well supply the hydrogen atoms which can displace the chlorine atom, and the chlorine atoms combined with the hydrogen atoms again to form hydrogen chloride. This is a very good example for nanoparticle catalyzed reaction. Thank you children for watching the video patiently so far. If you want better understanding, you can watch it again. See you again in the next video.